executive session this evening. Mr. Rumlow, is there any action that's required of the executive session? No, Your Honor. Very well, thank you.
Then we'll call the 7:30 meeting to order. Action arise for the invocation, and which will be delivered by Councilman Mike Lees, and the pledge by the Boy Scout Troop 700.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for all the blessings you've bestowed upon this community. This recent weekend of Thanksgiving made us pay special attention to just all the gifts that we have here in this great country, in this great city. Father, we ask for your guidance tonight as we go along the path of doing the duties and doing the business of this city. Help us to make wise decisions, benefit our citizens. Father, we ask all these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Color guard attention. Please advance. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
to color guard, post.
I'd like to welcome you to our meeting tonight. We have no zoning cases tonight. We have our regular agenda, however, and we always begin with citizen comment. So we hope you enjoy our meeting tonight, and we'll ask do we have any citizen requests.
Yes, sir. Carl Young, 411 Red Meadow Drive.
Council members, Mayor Tate. As you know, I come before this council many times in different occasions. This one this evening is something that I think needs to go on record. You are going to be deciding on a study for traffic dealing with 121 and 360. I agree with that study. But my background tells me the study cannot be just 121 and 360. As I mentioned another time, I said that I frequent that particular intersection with my bicycle. And on several occasions have been probably had a possibility of being hit had I not watched the traffic and gave some people some really bad looks. That study that you're planning on talking about tonight has to include, in my opinion, William Tate going south, Stony Mire going east and west, William Tate going north, and I believe it's Bear Creek, which is by the Pavers Stone Company. Now you probably say, why does it have to include all that? Because quite frankly, that particular intersection cannot be studied completely unless all of those roads are considered. Because the traffic on those roads is controlled, in my opinion, by what goes on to Stony Mire from the north and from the south. The bicycle path that I'm referring to crosses over William Tate going north. In many occasions, and I'll repeat it, in many occasions, had I not been watching the eyes of traffic making that right turn, my bicycle would have been in the grill. That study has to include all of those intersections, and I would like to have it go on record that I'm hoping you choose to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any others?
Sir?
Yes, sir. Duff Odell, 2821 Odell Court.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, members of the council. My name is Duff Odell, and I'm here tonight as a board member at Grace. And you're going to be considering tonight approval of some playground equipment on Shady Brook. And I just wanted to, on behalf of Shonda Schaefer and all of the board at Grace, say how important this is, this little playground that you're going to be considering and the playground equipment. It's really sort of the end of a loaves and fishes story for Grace, because that location in 2005 was the place where we first started our Feed Our Kids program in the summertime. And some of the folks that worked at Grace went out on a picnic table out front and were having their lunch, and a couple of the kids from the little trailer park across the way came over, and the ladies noticed that they didn't have anything to eat, and so they shared some of their lunch, and just half a sandwich and a fruit cup. And then they noticed that those kids came out there every day. And that really started in that location, because there's so many children there that live there, and in the summertime need food. And then that started what this year ended up being about 700 volunteers working about 4,700 hours volunteering across the city, serving more than 35,000 lunches to children. So it's a very special place. I know it probably doesn't look like a big item on the agenda, but we wanted to, on behalf of Grace, say thank you for that consideration, and know what an important place it is and how important that equipment will be to those children who live in that area. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others?
Yes, sir. Bruce Ryer.
Mr. Mayor and City Council, I just borrowed PW's pen to fill out the form, and I don't know where the pen is, so I'll be sitting over there. I just want to say how nice it is to have the Boy Scouts here tonight. I'm in a bit of a nostalgic mood, I guess, but in the 1950s, I was a Boy Scout. We got the God and Country Award, the Silver Award, the Valley Forge Trail Award, lots of merit badges. The things that I remember are the citizenship in the home, citizenship in the community, and citizenship in the nation. And to get the citizenship in the community, as a scout, you went to see a citizen. I saw someone on the city council outside of Philadelphia and spent the evening with him. They told me about the history of the town. I was living in Norwood, Pennsylvania, and I had never talked to somebody who was active that way in a community. So I have been, I hope, a good citizen most of my life. I was in Vietnam, and I do the best I can as a citizen here. But the foundation of that was in the leadership and the group effort that Boy Scouts made in the 1950s. So it touches my heart to have these young people here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, well, we appreciate all of the citizen comments tonight. That concludes those. And we'll begin with some presentations. First, Joe Moore has several presentations to make. The first is the Texas Church Dress Association presentation to the softball field of the year award for Oak Grove softball field. Joe Moore.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. Yes, it is. It's a little time for us to, I'll just say, shamelessly pat our own backs. That our peers and the organizations that we are affiliated with have seen that the efforts that the staff have put together here in the city of Grapevine are some of the to be awarded. So tonight we're going to have 3 presentations by representatives from those various organizations. I'm going to go ahead and introduce them now. They will reintroduce themselves as they come up. And Mayor, if you don't mind, You can bring your chair if you'd like, and come on down. And if you stay down, we have some folks that'll be here. We'd like to take some pictures afterwards as well. But to start us off, we're going to have Randy Price, who's a board member of the Texas Turfgrass Association, will be presenting on behalf of his organization, followed by Terry Munoz, who's the second vice president of the National Campground Association, and then followed by Warren Bird, an at-large director of the Texas Recreation and Park Society. And with that, Randy Price.
Honorable Mayor, thank you, council members. We appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight to represent the Texas Turfgrass Association. Just a little bit of information about us. If you're not familiar with Texas Turfgrass, the organization started in 1947 with a professional, academic, and those involved in turfgrass production, turfgrass fields, all things pertaining to turfgrass, municipalities, sports fields, golf courses, that type of thing. We've grown to a membership of around 1,000 members in the Turfgrass Association here in the state of Texas, and it is purely to educate, certify, and to give information to folks such as this that can be good stewards of our land, get continued education, and to visit with their peers on turfgrass management throughout the community. And I've been following Grapevine for a long time. I've been around this neighborhood, and I've seen Grapevine grow from a small community, like I grew up in, to quite a city. And I think because of your aggressiveness and progressiveness in your parks, we're excited to be able to offer this to the community. They were good enough to promote themselves as they should have. But I want to tell you the real reason that Grapevine was selected for this, not only because of the quality of the playing field, but they included a couple of pictures in their presentation of young women playing softball in a safe environment, in fields that were worthy of good play, provide safety and outdoor activity. And that solidified it for us as being a member of the selection committee, the fact that we create these environments for our children to continue to grow. Rusty Walker, Kevin Mitchell, we honored them last month with this, and we want to come tonight and thank y'all again for what you've done.
Rusty and Kevin do a great job on things like turf grass and our ball fields and our park and recreation. We appreciate you very much. It's a well-deserved honor, and we appreciate the recognition you've brought to our city. Now we have another presentation. The National Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds are here to present a guest rated A designation for the vineyard campgrounds and our cabins. Thank you very much.
Honorable Mayor, City Council, when Joe Moore asked me to come and present this award again this year, I thought what I might say tonight, and the first thing that came to mind was wow. That wow factor. You know, it's hard enough to get people to fill out surveys and go online and fill out surveys, and that's how this award is achieved, by people going online after they visit the vineyards and filling out a guest survey. Now, typically when people fill out a survey, what are they filling it out for? Most of the time it's because something went wrong and they want satisfaction. But if they're filling it out for the right reasons, it's because somebody's wowed them. They've had that wow factor. And there's people out there that do that. When you think of the wow factor, you think of places like Disney. I was just here not too many days ago for the opening of ICE at the Gaylord. That was a wow factor. And every time I visit the vineyards, campground, once I drive through the gate and I'm greeted with that exceptional customer service, even if it's after hours. And I drive through, I stay in one of those nice cabins, and I drive through the campground, I see all the improvements taking place, the well-manicured sites. That's that wow factor, and that's why people go online and fill out the survey. I'm going to share some numbers with you. Last year when I presented this award, there were 43 campgrounds across the nation out of over 3,000 that received an A award. And the Vineyards last year was one of 9 that received it 5 years in a row. This year that number dropped to 32 campgrounds across the nation that received the A designation. And the Vineyards is still in the running, 6 years in the running, and they were one of 4 that received it. So with that, Mayor Taylor, I would like to present you with the guest rated A award.
Thank you very much.
Well, I represent the Vineyards on a management level, but it's guest rated, and as Terry said, it's that wow factor. And the folks right here, if y'all, come on up, really. These are the folks that meet and greet the people at the front gate that make them have a wow experience. Come on around, Vineyard. But these folks on a day-to-day basis, they alternate shifts out there, they work the camp store, they work the front gate, they always greet people with a smile, and they're the ones that have earned this guest rated A certification for the 6th year in a row. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much for that presentation, and Joe, and to you and all the managers of the store and the gate. We thank you for being so hospitable and ambassadors for our city and earning this another award for the campgrounds. Thank you very much. Now, we have the Texas Recreation and Park Society North Region to present the Excellence in Maintenance Award for the skid dock system.
Howdy, Mayor, Honorable Council. My name is Warren Bird, and I'm a fellow recreation and park professional, and I also serve on the board of the Texas Recreation and Park Society. And if you're familiar with the society, it comprises 2,000 members, professionals, students, and advocates across Texas. And I've been in the business for a while, and Grapevine is known, at least statewide and probably nationwide, as having one of the finest parks and recreation departments. They're known for their dedication to service, to meeting the needs of the community, and they've also got one of the best staff on the planet. They're known for their leadership statewide and nationwide, and we have had several members of the board that have served from Grapevine, and Trent Kelly is presently serving as the director for the Dallas-Fort Worth region. And I'm here to present some awards. The Dallas-Fort Worth area region for TRAPS met last month, and their awards committee gave Grapevine 3 different awards. Grapevine received the Recreation Facility Design Excellence Award. That award recognizes a recreation facility project which displays a high degree of professional design quality and recreation usage. And Dove Water Park was a recipient of that award this year. They also received the Excellence in Maintenance Award, which recognizes maintenance standards and practices, including creative approaches to problem-solving, innovative methods for maintaining parks and facilities. And I've only seen the photo of these, but they're called sliding skid docks, which is on your boat ramps. And I remember seeing the photo, but I'm sure these guys can explain more what they are if you need more information about it. And the awards committee also wanted to recognize another facility that was worthy of special recognition, and that is Casey's Clubhouse. So that was the 3rd recipient. And I read the award nomination for Casey's Clubhouse, and I'm an old ag, and that brought a tear to my eye reading about that. So the citizens of Grapevine are very, very fortunate to have the council and the supports Parks and Recreation like they do.
very much, and for all the staff. I've said it many times before, we say it again tonight, you can see it working. It's the people that make a difference in Grapevine and make it great. So thanks to all the people that work every day to make it a better place. Thank you. Okay, we have one more presentation. Mr. Paul McCallum is here to give us an update of the Convention Visitors Bureau Department. Mr. McCallum.
Thank you, Mayor, council members, colleagues, and citizens. For tonight's CPB departmental update, I'd like to present the 2014 marketing plan. Development of the marketing plan is about a 3-month process that resides with the CPB marketing committee members and the CPB division directors. The marketing committee chairperson for this year is Joe Sizmazek, general manager of the Grapevine Mills Mall. Committee members are John Imazumi, general manager of the Gaylord Texan, Tom Cherry, CPB board member, and the general managers and director of sales from all full-service hotels, along with representatives of the select service hotel properties. Ian Sculliff, general manager of Sea Life and Legoland, Debbie Meek, president of the HDGA, and council liaison member Sharon Spencer. CPB staff representatives to the committee, Bruce Dalton, Barry Lewis, Heather Bain, Naomi Sains, Michael Woody, and myself. Every division director of the CPB team also provides input and direction as we build this dynamic marketing plan. Chairman Joe Sizmazek, objective was to gain as much input as possible from our industry partners so we could fully understand their needs and objectives as we work to build the 2014 marketing plan. Through the process, we hosted 3 committee meetings which were held in August, September, and October, and input was taken from representatives of Grapevine's hotels, attractions, retail establishments, restaurants, and wineries. To ensure that everyone had a voice, we followed up with recaps and requests for additional input with those who were unable to attend those committee meetings. The 2014 CPB marketing plan is a direct result of this collaborative input from local partners, extensive market research related to industry forecasts and trends, and the CPB staff. I believe this inclusive plan will serve our community and partners very well in the coming year, bringing more business to our hotels, ringing the cash registers throughout the city of Grapevine. With that, I would like to turn it over to the CPB's Director of Marketing, Mr. Barry Lewis, to present the highlights of the 2014 marketing plan. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. You have in front of you, as PW said, a very inclusive marketing plan. There's a hard copy for you to take with you. What we're going to do tonight is actually just go through a lot of the highlights, not necessarily every item that's in there that you'll see on the screen. We're going to start with just a reminder of what the mission statement of the Grapevine CVB is. The Convention and Visitors Bureau acts as the promotional arm for the city of Grapevine and is responsible for actively selling, marketing, and publicizing Grapevine globally. The Bureau promotes the city's hotels, meeting facilities, historic and family attractions, festivals and events, dining establishments, and retail businesses to the group meetings and leisure markets. Then to follow that, we have our brand promise. Grapevine is the premier destination city in North Texas. We offer visitors a unique blend of historic Texas heritage combined with contemporary amenities. Whether in Grapevine for business or pleasure, visitors will find world-class hotels, excellent dining options, abundant live entertainment, diverse retail shopping, historic and family attractions, and internationally award-winning festivals, all delivered with the finest in Texas hospitality. Then just wanted to show some of the recent awards and recognitions that either the City of Grapevine and or the Convention and Visitors Bureau have received. You're familiar with the International Festivals and Events Association World Festival and Event City that we received last year. CVent, which is a website specifically for meeting planners, for the second year in a row has named Grapevine as one of the top 50 destinations in the U.S. to host a meeting. Successful Meetings, again, has awarded us their Pinnacle Award. Meetings and Conventions with their Gold Service Award. American Bus Association for 2014 has recognized our Christmas Capital of Texas events as once again being one of the top 100 events in the U.S. and Canada. And those are just some of the recent awards and recognitions that we've received. One of the first things the committee did was we did a SWOT analysis, a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, to look at where we as Grapevine stand as a destination. So just hitting on some of the highlights on each of those aspects of the analysis. On the strength side, we have our proximity to the airport, our central location within the United States, our high-quality hotel properties, our wide variety of dining, retail, attractions, live entertainment, and festival options. For us, it's so much more than just bringing in people into the hotels, but it's letting them enjoy the rest of what Grapevine has to offer there, including then our wonderful array of recreational facilities and the strong partnerships that we have with the local business community. Continuing with our strengths, we have a solid blend of both convention and leisure business. We have 6.5 million people within 75 miles of Grapevine, very good market for us to reach out to. Pleasant weather conditions most of the year. Our proximity to AT&T Stadium and other professional and college sports venues, which not only brings people into our hotels, but is bringing them before and after those events to spend money in our restaurants and our shops and our attractions. And then also the completion of phase 1 of the connector project. Moving into just a few of the weaknesses that the committee found. The DFW Airport renovation project could cause some inconvenience to passengers. Lack of competition at DFW Airport does create higher airfares. Lack of understanding and confidence of what's going to happen with the pending merger between American Airlines and U.S. Airways. The DFW Connector project, though finished through phase 1, as we know, has now moved into phase 2, affecting the 121 and 2499 area. And then lack of commuter rail to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. We did see several opportunities that we all wanted to take advantage of in our marketing plan, starting with the renovation at Grapevine Mills Mall, expanding service at DFW International Airport, especially with 2 new flights to China coming on board next year, addition of new sales mission from our team to cities in DC, the Midwest, West Coast, and throughout Texas. Our partnerships with third-party rep firms, including CVent and American Express, working in partnership with the State Tourism's Office, the emphasis of the Grapevine's Economic Development Group to increase development of our family-friendly attractions, our regional leisure marketing for both our slower holiday and summer months, and then our continued focus on filling holiday periods with our SMERF business. SMERF is an acronym in the hotel business that stands for Social, Military, Educational, Religious, and Fraternal Organizations. Our shuttle service, enhancing the Grapevine experience, new culinary opportunities and experiences, the opportunity to promote Grapevine as a recipient of the World Festival and Event Award, future public transportation, which is going to aid in bringing meeting business in 2016 and beyond. The DFW Connector project does bring better access to Grapevine, and the end of the Wright Amendment in 2014 could also reduce airfares to the marketplace. Some of the threats, though, that we see out there in the market are phase 2 of the DFW Connector project and what that will do to traffic. Our hotels are experiencing a shorter length of stay with our meetings and groups. Also, with the end of the Wright Amendment in 2014, that could impact travel into Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, potentially shifting some business over to Love Field and therefore potentially shifting some business away from Grapevine. And then destinations and attractions in the DFW area looking to add hourly shuttle service to and from DFW Airport. There are several key events and projects that we're paying attention to in 2014 that are obviously going to be a part of our marketing message. We start with the opening of the new 300-room Marriott 2 Concept Hotel, the Courtyard and Town Place Suites. We have the guest room renovation at the Gaylord Texan Resort, launch of Phase 2 of the DFW Connector Project, Grapevine Mills and their $42 million renovation project. The NCAA Men's Basketball Final Four will be coming to AT&T Stadium the first weekend in April. Hopefully that will bring in lots of good crowds that will be staying a few extra days. And then also we have the race weekends at Texas Motor Speedway in April, June, and November. Just hitting on just a few of our key marketing initiatives that we have planned for 2014. We want to increase our sales and marketing initiatives in the international market, targeting congresses and leisure tour operators through participation in international trade shows and cooperative sales and media missions, and also to increase the in-the-year, for-the-year revenues for all of our CVB partners, aggressively pursuing short-term business from all of our geographic markets. To utilize the services of additional third-party rep firms to increase our lead productivity through their telemarketing efforts and their internet prospecting tools with companies such as the Nolan Group, Cvent, and Hotel Resources. And then the development of mobile website and applications specifically for the meetings group that we can customize for various meetings, various groups with calendars, agendas, maps, and other things to do in Grapevine while they're here for their meeting. One of the big areas of emphasis that we had with the committee was to promote our hotels and our sports facilities along with all of our proximity to the attractions, restaurants, and entertainment venues to the youth sports teams throughout the region. And then continue to use our social media marketing tools such as Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, Foursquare, YouTube, etc. to promote Grapevine's events, attractions, shopping, and dining opportunities. Moving specifically to our convention sales team, our team, as you'll see on our next slide, is actually deployed geographically, and you can see those geographic markets with the Northeast, the West Coast, DFW, Texas, Southeast, Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and International. But they're also targeting several different niche markets, whether it be corporate business, association business, but they're looking into financial companies, insurance companies, technology, communications, and you can see a whole list there of all the other markets that we're targeting on the convention sales side. Again, with our deployment, we do have our Director of Convention Sales, which will oversee our citywides, and then 5 different sales managers who are all geographically positioned to best spread the Grapevine word to the meetings and groups business, both locally, nationally, and internationally. Some of our convention sales initiatives to look forward to is to increase the number of citywide conventions in order to create more overall compression in the Grapevine market, promote the relationship of American Airlines as the official airline of the Grapevine Convention and Visitors Bureau, specifically when it comes to meetings and groups, and target new group business opportunities, specifically that include a Sunday night arrival. One of the things that we do want to plan with all of our meeting, on the meeting side, is an intention to our site inspections. We know that if we can get a meeting planner to visit Grapevine and experience the product that we have here, that getting them to book future meeting business is going to become much easier. So part of our focus in 2014 is to have several key site inspections with some very important and prominent meeting planners throughout the year, showcasing all of the different destination features and meeting facilities that we have. We will also be promoting our meetings market through several advertising venues, starting with print. We'll be doing a lot of magazine advertising in magazines such as Collaborate, which is specific to corporate meeting planners, or Connect, which is for SMERF, again, social media, military, education, religious, and fraternal planners. Meeting Planner International, or Rejuvenate, which is specifically for religious group meeting planners. And then we will also be looking at several other trade magazines, specifically when they are doing editorial on Texas and or North Texas or the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where there's opportunity for us to have not only just a print ad, but also some editorial space highlighting the features that we have here in Grapevine. We will also be doing quite a bit on the digital side when it comes to convention sales marketing, specifically looking at developing a digital planner tool, a planner toolkit that meeting planners can access online, working with sites such as planyourmeetings.com, continuing to expand our presence on sites like Cvent, and then continuing with our social media presence there as well. Moving then to our leisure group market, not only are we looking at Texas and the surrounding states, but also working with several of the domestic tour operators, such as the American Bus Association, but again, working with the college and professional sporting events that are coming not only to AT&T Stadium, but to Texas Motor Speedways, the other venues here in the Metroplex, where we can work with those alumni groups, get them to come and stay in Grapevine before and after those big games. Also working with the day trippers that are interested in those particular games and highlighting the different pre- and post-game opportunities that exist here in Grapevine. Then moving to the individual leisure or the consumer market, again, Texas and surrounding states, and we're using a radius of about 300 miles in our marketing efforts there. We're also using geographically up north and south along I-35, anywhere from Oklahoma City to Ardmore, Gainesville, Waco, all the way down to San Antonio and Austin, and then west and east along I-20 and I-30 in that corridor from Shreveport, Texarkana to Midland, Odessa, Abilene, Longview, Tyler, and etc. We're looking at young families, wine tasters, those that are interested in weekend visits or even midweek excursions to experience the shopping, dining, and the events, and then also the international markets offering direct flights into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We also are not only looking for this on the international side, we're looking at new ways to talk to those passengers in Dallas. They're flying into Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, and they're here for 4 to 5 to 6 hours on a long layover, especially the international customers. Let them utilize our visitor shuttle. Why spend 5 hours sitting at Terminal D when they could actually hop on the Grapevine Visitor Shuttle and come experience historic downtown Grapevine or Grapevine Mills and get them into our shops and restaurants during that time. Continue to look at the amateur and youth sports market, the military bases in the region, international market, families interested in train travel, and again on the leisure side, just as we saw on the meeting side, those interested in overnight stays that include a Sunday night. Hearing from our hotel partners, that was one area that they really wanted to put a lot of emphasis on. Then we move to our attractions, our festivals and events, our shopping and our dining initiatives. This is what makes Grapevine so great. We have so many outstanding family-friendly attractions, some of which are listed on your sheet here. Legoland Discovery Center, Sea Life Grapevine Aquarium, the Grapevine Wine Tours, our art galleries, Lake Grapevine and all of those facilities. Our shopping and dining opportunities at Grapevine Mills, Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World, historic downtown Grapevine, and more than 200 restaurants here in Grapevine. Plus then we have our festivals and events, which is so much more than just Main Street Days and Grape Fest, those are very important to us. But what we see happening right now with the Christmas Capital of Texas, or during the spring with New Vintage Wine and Gallery Trail, or the Summer Blast. You know, festivals are a way for us to continue to highlight the Grapevine brand. We're able to showcase our destination. We're able to bring in people from the Metroplex, from the region, 250, 300 miles out, who might not have been to Grapevine before. They come, they experience the festival, but hopefully they've been enticed to now come back and experience more of our shopping, dining, and attraction options, just keeping those cash registers ringing. On the consumer and leisure side, we'll be doing a lot of different advertising venues as well. Breaking this out geographically, we start with our regional advertising. Some of our top markets that we see with our hotel partners for leisure travel into Grapevine come from Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and Oklahoma City. So we will be targeting newspapers, radio, and TV in those markets. We will also be looking at several destination brand ads in consumer publications such as Home and Away, which is the AAA magazine in Oklahoma, Texas Journey, which is the AAA magazine here in Texas, Texas Monthly, and other magazines like that. Moving to the national side, we'll be looking at publications such as Southern Living, other AAA publications outside of Texas and Oklahoma, doing a lot of geographical and behavioral targeted digital advertising online, looking at user-generated content sites such as TripAdvisor, and having a presence on there. So when people are doing some travel planning, that they're seeing a Grapevine message. And then also the committee really wanted to put a lot of emphasis this year on in-flight magazines, such as American Way, which is American's product, Skylight Magazine, which is Spirit, and Spirit Magazine, which is Southwest Magazine. Then international. We've hit on this a couple times already. This is a very key, important area for us. You probably already know this, Dallas-Fort Worth is the 4th largest airport in the world. It serves 6.5 million international passengers each year, with service from 54 international destinations on nearly 552 flights per week and you see the airlines, the variety of airlines that are offering those international flights. So we're looking at our top international markets, obviously being those with the direct flights to DFW, including Mexico, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, Asia, Germany, and Brazil. Targeting those that have those long layovers. But then we're also continuing to look at some of those new markets for us, those markets that don't necessarily have the direct flights but have easy ways to possibly to get here or expanding ways to get here, and those include Russia and India. And then back to the DFW market. Again, we've got 6.5 million people right here in our back door, so we want to continue to sell that message to them, specifically when it comes to the shopping, dining, entertainment, and attraction options. We'll be doing several things in publications, again with the geographical and behavioral targeted online ads on sites like WFAA.com and DallasNews.com and some of the other very important local sites here. Also continuing to expand our opportunities with mobile ad networks, traffic and or weather ad sponsorships, and then also pursuing opportunities that we can work on both our digital and mobile sites to help us continue to promote the shopping and dining options out there. We will continue to be in a lot of different print brochures and area maps, and we will continue to have a strong leadership role in the Dallas-Fort Worth Area Tourism Council. One area that we did talk about quite a bit with the committee was that of just the major sporting events, and it's so much more than just our proximity to AT&T Stadium, though that is a key driver in it, but also looking at events happening at Rangers Ballpark, American Airlines Center, Texas Motor Speedway, and some of the other venues here in the Metroplex. Again, working with some geographical and behavioral targeted ads, specifically to those areas that have large fan bases and teams playing at AT&T Stadium and other venues. Some of the key featured events in 2014 that we will have some marketing efforts behind include the AT&T Cotton Bowl coming up next month, the NCAA men's basketball tournament at AT&T Stadium in April, the Cowboys Classic over Labor Day weekend, Texas A&M and Arkansas come back to AT&T Stadium in September, and then Texas Tech and Baylor back in November as well. We will continue our focus with our Summer Blast programming. This will be our 6th year for our Summer Blast campaign, which will include TV, radio, print, and digital advertising, promoting Grapevine as the premier leisure destination in North Texas with outstanding vacation opportunities, including the shopping, dining, and attractions, and that Grapevine is the place to be during the summer with so much happening over all those 3 months of the summertime. And then, as we're right now in our Christmas Capital of Texas campaign for 2013, obviously we're looking to expand that into 2014, continue with the Christmas Capital of Texas campaign, along with a lot of TV, radio, print, and digital advertising, not just in the Metroplex, but throughout the entire region, promoting all of the different Christmas activities that are available, and promoting Grapevine as the ultimate Christmas shopping, dining, and entertainment and overnight destination. One of our large areas of emphasis will be on our digital marketing initiatives. We launched in August an exciting new website. That website is now getting over 120,000 unique visits per month. Some of our key features of our new website include our content management system, our partner listing application, our integration with Google Maps, and our integration with Google Translate, which has our site now available in more than 35 different languages. We're looking now that the site is launched, how to expand upon that and take advantage of some of those technologies that we have in place. That's working with Get Smart Content, which is a great way to be able to, when you come to our homepage, to be able to serve to you an image and information about what you're searching for, and you're actually knowing that you're landing on the right page, so therefore you're engaging and spending more time on that site. Enhanced mapping opportunities that we're looking at doing for both groups and the leisure visitor, and an enhanced media gallery that we plan to launch in early January, which is actually going to be a great tool showcasing with either through video or photos all of the great assets that we have here in Grapevine. Part of our digital marketing efforts also include our customer relation management tool, also known as the CRM. We launched this in August along with our website. This is just a robust way of us maintaining data on people that we interact with and do our business with. It has a back-end database that maintains our contact information, maps, listings, and other pertinent data on our stakeholders and points of interest. One of the best things about this is it has an extranet access, so our hotel partners, our restaurant partners, our shops, all of our attraction partners can actually log into the website themselves and can update that and put new information about what's happening at their particular place of business. It's just another way. It also has a mobile version, which for us allows us to make quick updates on the fly. If we see something that needs to be changed, we don't have to wait till we're back in the office. We can go in and make that change right away. Part of our digital marketing effort also includes a large attention to search engine marketing, whether that be our search engine optimization, which is our organic search, or our pay-per-click advertising. All of these are great campaigns. Search is definitely the way that the majority of people find our website. So it's working with terms and phrases and sentences that people are out there looking for and making sure that we are coming up high on those search pages. We're also looking at ways of adding enhanced videos, specifically on YouTube. So many people are making travel decisions based upon video. So having our videos show up and be able to be high on those search results. We will also be doing quite a bit of market research to help us with our plans for 2014 and beyond. We plan to incorporate leading-edge market research and research methodologies as they relate to the product, the visitor markets, and impacts. We plan on doing that through several different channels, working with the Office of the Governor of Economic Development and Tourism and the research that they have available for destinations to use, doing some on-site research at our festivals and events, looking at the demographic data of our online ticket purchasers through our online system called Grapevine Ticket Line, and then also looking at some consumer behavior research and taking all of those factors to be able to make some valid decisions of what we do moving forward. Social media marketing is another great way to continue to help spread that message. We have an active presence not only with our page on Facebook, but with some other sites such as the Palace Art Center, the Grapevine Convention Center, the Grapevine Market, the Grapevine Vintage Railroad. We're also looking at then, we have an established presence with Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest. But we want to expand our social media marketing in 2014 and add a presence with Google+, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Vine, and others. We've started doing some experimenting at our festivals, and we're looking at ways to expand this with a text-to-vote or QR code scanning or other ways to communicate with people with their mobile devices. Another effort that we will be concentrating on is our media relations initiatives. This is reaching out to the media and the travel writers here locally, within the state of Texas, regionally, nationally, and even internationally, to get us some great coverage of Grapevine. Last year, we ended the year with over $7 million in publicity that we did not have to pay for. So we'll continue to do that through our daily outreach to those media sources. Some people might say that print is dead. We don't think so. We're continuing with our printed promotional sales material. Our brochures, our collateral continue to help us tell the Grapevine story. They are working 24/7, 365 for us. So that we're out there with our Grapevine Today, which we have 225,000 copies of printed on an annual basis. Our Welcome to Grapevine rack cards, which we have published in many different languages. Our attraction brochures. One of our newest ones is our Art and Soul brochure, just off the press last month, which highlights our art galleries, our museums, our public arts trail. And then we have all of our different festival and event brochures. And then we're also looking at new ways to enhance advertising opportunities so our stakeholders here in the market can also be a part of those print products. One other area of concentration of the Bureau is the Destination Services Initiatives. This is once the visitor has come to town, whether it's a group coming to town or an individual visitor, that we provide those services that they are in need of to make sure that they are having the best experience possible while they're here in Grapevine. Those include some attendance boosting tools for the meetings, some pre-established events, so if a meeting or a group wants to do an off-site meeting or some sort of venue, that we have some things already established that we could show to them that based upon the number of people in their group, these are some great things they could do. Our Visitor Information Center, which is open 7 days a week to answer any questions that the visitors have. Our Grapevine Visitor Shuttle, our Destination Grapevine class, our Burgundy Brigade registration team, just to name a few of those other resources. And finally, the last area of our concentration will be on our event facilities initiatives. This is promoting those facilities that we have here in Grapevine that are great for particular events, meetings, and groups. That includes the Grapevine Convention Center, the Palace Art Center, the Grapevine Concourse. But that also helps us reach out to other venues that we have here in town, such as Nash Farm, Austin Ranch, the winery tasting rooms, the art galleries, and many other unique venues. And one thing that we're going to do is implement a campaign that includes advertising, trade shows, and brochures promoting unique wedding reception venues that are available throughout Grapevine. So that concludes our marketing plan. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Barry. Appreciate that extensive report.
Any questions, John?
Any questions?
We did talk about everybody in town, so. Great work, now you just have to go make it happen.
Good job. All right, this brings us to new business, and the first item is to consider a resolution authorizing the purchase of playground custom equipment for the city property located at 610 Shady Brook. Mr. Kevin Mitchell.
Honorable Mayor, members of council, as Ms. Odell eloquently spoke to earlier, before you is a resolution to approve the purchase of a playground unit there at Grace's office, in front of the office there. What you see on the screen is a representative sample of what we'd be purchasing, or what's recommended for purchase. We'll work with Grace and their partners and pick out the colors and the components that make them happy. But be glad to answer any questions. We've worked with Shonda and the staff there. And basically this playground, where the concrete driveway is there in the front of the building, a concrete drive will come out, and then this playground will be tucked in the shade. So it'll be shaded for the parents, it'll be shaded for the kids, and really be a great amenity for that area. I'd be happy to, and one thing I will point out with this purchase, we're going to work with some community partners, with Grace and a couple of them. We're going to have a community build, similar to how Casey's Clubhouse was done many years ago. So one day when the equipment's in and everybody's ready, we'll have a grand opening and build it one day and have a grand celebration as the plan. So be glad to answer any questions.
Questions?
Looks like a great project. I'll move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Not all in favor, all opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. We'll now consider a concept plan for the Wallflora Natural Park. Mr. Joe Moore again.
Mayor, City Council, before you tonight is a concept plan for the Wallflora Nature Park. The Wallflora family donated approximately 30 acres of parkland along Big Bear Creek and South Grapevine to the city in 2005. In the Parks and Recreation Master Plan that the City Council approved in May of 2011, the plan calls for Wallflora Park to become a nature park with interpretive trails, wildlife viewing areas, nature center building with restrooms and support amenities. Staff contracted with MHS Planning and Design in December of 2012 to prepare a concept plan of the nature park and submit a grant to the Texas Parks and Wildlife for phase one of the park. Phase one includes a soft surface trail, some footbridges, small shelter, interpretive signage, and landscaping. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission approved a $200,000 grant for phase one of the nature park at their May 23rd, 2013 meeting. Staff recently met with the officials of the Church of the Cross that is located just north of the proposed park. Officials of the church have agreed to allow the city to use a portion of their parking lot for parking of patrons for the nature park. The Parks and Recreation Advisory Board reviewed and discussed the concept plan at several meetings and approved the plan at their November 21st, 2013 meeting. The board and the staff recommend approval of the plan. We've got a few slides here, but do the right one. There we go. I think. Up here. Somebody help. This is the overall master plan that was presented to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department at their meeting. It's conceptual in nature. As we mentioned, it has some natural surface trails. This is some of the viewing areas down through there. There's some open areas. There is a TRA sewer line that goes through the middle of the park that in previous constructions kind of opened it up, and the future will hold another line to be put in there that will further open some of it up. This is an example of a crushed granite trail with some native plantings. These really are native, but we'll put some native plantings along there to kind of enhance the trail with some interpretive signage along the way. Some of the area will be natural surface that won't have anything at all because the whole area is a flood. This is an example of some of the boardwalks. There are some low water areas in there. It is on Big Bear Creek. We do know they flood and they sometimes retain some water, so we'll elevate the trail where necessary. Some of the nature play area, this is a snapshot of a portion of Casey's Clubhouse. You can see that you have the rock formations, so they're not bringing in real rock. They'll be pre-made to be put in certain areas along the way for activity areas for children. And then some sitting areas, picnic areas along the trail, not so much that you bring a cooler out, but if you want to have a backpack and bring a sandwich or something like that, this is what we have in some overlook areas. And a lot of the areas, we visited some of the nature areas. This is what the Nature Center at Bob Jones in South Lake looks like. We have 1.5 acres of the 30 acres that is in a buildable area that's out of the floodplain that ultimately in future phases down the road, a nature center could be built. So with that, we ask for approval of the plan or answer any questions you might have.
Questions?
Joe, do you have an approximate cost of what it's going to cost to do all this?
The trail, the first portion of it is about $300,000. It's a $200,000 grant from Texas Parks and Wildlife, and the city has a little over $100,000 of matching funds to donate for that. There'd be no, the only structures we'll have this time would be some bridges and maybe a small gazebo.
So my question, what's it going to cost to do all?
We don't have that cost. For the building and everything, we don't have that estimate at this time.
When will you?
The next time we meet. We can get that to you as soon as possible. We just haven't gone
Joe,
to that.
I think that's right. What we can do is, we actually have a consultant that did these plans.
Correct.
They can do the cost estimates, and before we ask you to act on an agreement with the master plan consultant, which we plan to bring back on the 17th, I believe, Joe.
Correct.
We'll have him detail and put in your packet on Friday what all the costs of the elements of the plan are. What we want to do is just to make sure that before we brought phase 1 to you, which is again what we have the grant funds for, that you can see sort of what could be done on the entirety of the acreage.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I move for approval.
Second. Discussion. All in favor, all opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Thank you.
Council will now consider a traffic impact study contract with Vignall and Perkins.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. As the Mayor stated, we have a contract before you with Vignall and Perkins in the amount of $19,300 to assess the problems that we're having at Stone Myers Parkway and principally southbound William Tate Avenue based on 121 traffic, 360 traffic, and traffic coming through Stone Myers Parkway into that intersection. This study will include counting traffic that goes through the intersection and then enters southbound 121, also counting traffic that goes through the intersection and enters southbound 360. Based on that, they will develop a benefit package, if you will, just to determine what benefit we do get by being able to divert that traffic to ramps and not have it come through the intersection. They will also project volumes for the year 2023 as well. And this information will then provide us the data we need to go to TxDOT and propose that we have them install or construct ramps to alleviate the problem we've got at that intersection.
Where would the ramp be potentially located? In the area where they took it out?
That really hasn't been decided this year. I mean, there's some difficulties with that southbound ramp to 121 at that location. The 360 ramp would be south of that point, roughly timber line comes into, to Weedy Tate, roughly in that area. The 121 ramp is more difficult to figure out where they can put that. Northgate is working on that right now. They've been looking at where the ramp might be able to fit in that area.
Were there some traffic counts done before the connector project began at that ramp area location, the one that they took out was causing you such good? My guess is there probably was, but I don't know for sure.
I actually don't know. We can certainly check and see.
You know, I think it's a good idea. We're looking at this, I certainly have no problem with the recommendation. I would just say it's probably unfortunate that we're having to come in after the fact and spend money to rectify things that could have been or should have been caught early on. But that's not your responsibility at this point. My question really, Stan, is the amount of the contingency that you've got applied here. That's about 35%, and that seems a little excessive from what we normally see. The contract is 19.3, and you've got a contingency of 7,500.
The reason I did it that way is on much larger projects, we would ask authorization of 15%. This is a small consulting contract that there are some things that crop up that we need to have them look at as we get into this. $7,500 gives us a little bit of flexibility without having to come back to council for a relatively small amount of money.
Like I said, I just thought 35% was excessive.
Stan, what's the timing of, so assuming we do this tonight, then what's the timing of the study and the results and then going to TxDOT and?
We expect the study to be wrapped up in 45 days. And then we'll be beating on the door of TxDOT pretty quickly after that.
So that'd be like in March timeframe?
No, I would expect us to be trying to meet with TxDOT in late January.
Will we know what that report says before you go to Austin?
We certainly can provide that to you, sure.
Well, not only will we won't just provide it, we'll have a workshop. We'll make sure that you understand it and sort of what our strategy is going forward. Obviously, the congestion, the community comments, all of which you all have been hit with relative to questions about the Stonemeyers, Weedy Tate frontage road intersection. We'll want to make sure that just as soon as this report is done, that we bring it to you all so that you have the opportunity to see it, to understand what the traffic engineering of it is, and to ask questions and give us direction before we pursue it with TxDOT. That would be my thought.
Well, I think that's good, but I'd be reluctant to capture the holiday period in this traffic count, because the worst time is, the regular workday traffic, and if this straddles the 2-week Christmas, New Year's period, I'm afraid that might be undercounted. And that's why I brought up, I wondered if we start in January, then you're going to mid-February, go to TxDOT in March. Are we going to start sooner than that and potentially undercount our traffic in that area?
No, we should have accurate traffic counts.
So how do you adjust for that time period where you've got a bunch of people that aren't going to work every day?
Well, to be honest with you, Chris, we've already had the counts made.
Okay.
We had them made about 3 weeks ago.
All right, fair enough.
We jumped ahead of the council on that one as part of this contract. We told them to do the counts.
That's a fair
We wanted it before the holidays came in.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll move for approval then.
We have a motion, do we get a second? All right, any discussion? Not all in favor of the motion, all opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Stan. Item 10, consider award of the Nash Farm construction contractors.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. We have before you a request for approval for the award of the Nash Farm fence contract to the low bidder, Sundance Fence and Iron, in the amount of $37,400. And the funds are available for this through festival proceeds. As you recall, a little more than a month ago, we were in a council workshop with this. We took some input from the council on, this is a woven wire fence, so a very traditional farm fence, 2 strands of barbed wire. And we got input from the council. That was when the bids went out, those things were taken into account. And so we offer up to you what we think is fence that has been well vetted. It's sort of the second time it went out to bid. If you recall, it was out almost a year ago. And so at this time, with the council's approval, we are ready to move forward on the project.
Discussion is in order.
I recall, Mr. McCallum, part of that discussion was the height, and it was somewhere around, not to exceed 5, but more likely would be a 4-foot high fence.
Yes, sir. It will be a little more than 4 because of the lengths of which the wire comes in, which we didn't have correct information on that particular night. So it's a little less than 5 feet. In the woven wire itself is at 50 inches. And then you've got 2 strands of barbed wire. So the woven wire part is just barely above the 4-foot mark.
That's the example you got out there in Nash Ford, one fence only got one of wire.
Yes, that we put up there, you can custom order a 42-inch woven wire without a great deal of expense because it has to be built. But we wanted to see what it looked like that against the 50-inch, and when you look at it and the foundation board members looked at it and, they said, oh yeah, this is, the 50-inch, it's 42 inches looks way too low, and then the 50 is only 2 inches against the 48 that we had discussed. Yes.
Mr. Mayor, when the foundation board was reviewing the fence and we were speaking with Jim Lauderdale, our farm manager, we were discussing the types of small farm animals we would have in the farm and on the farm, and the effects that reaching over that the shorter woven wire fence would have on the fence over the long run. I'm sure you've seen that out on the ranch as well. So I think this is obviously is a better choice for long life of the fence.
I think the fence as it's proposed represents somewhat of a compromise and is compatible with the farm, and its main purpose now is to allow the farm to expand its farm experience to young people and citizens alike. So based on that, I can support it. I had questions and reservations about it earlier, but I can see that it offers some new opportunities for young people to interact and experience themselves with farm animals that they otherwise would get this day and time. It helps extend our agriculture heritage, so it seems that the fence is appropriate under those circumstances.
I'd like to make a motion for approval of the fence.
Second.
All in favor, all opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. This brings us to the consent agenda, items 11 to 18. Are not scheduled for any council discussion tonight. Any guest present can ask any of those items to be removed from further debate. Do we have any requests? I hear none. Do we have any from the staff or the council? Item 11 to 18 is consent, and a motion is in order.
I make a motion we approve consent items 11 through 18.
Second?
All in favor, all opposed, the consent is approved. That completes our agenda. Thank you for being with us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll see you later tonight.
We adjourn. Second.
Order. All in favor, all opposed.
Mine's like that last one.